Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Dyme and we back at it again. I wanted to do this video because I know that a lot of people have done their take on it, but I wanted to make sure that I included some things in my video to just kind of balance the playing field a little bit, because I know that sometimes things like this seem to send the wrong message or make people feel as if they aren't included. And that's just not what we give over here. So if you guys are interested in what I would suggest in my tips for becoming that girl are, then stay tuned. First of all, I want to kind of preface this video and say that becoming that girl is super personal. And I know that a lot of people have kind of projected these ideas of what that girl is supposed to be. But again, I think that's personal. I don't think that it's one way to be that girl. And that just goes into your own personal creed, motto, what you think is good, what you think is not so good, those type of things. You know what I'm saying? Because that girl literally could be anybody. I know that first, in order to become that girl, you have to develop some level of visualization. Who does that girl look like to you? What exactly would she be wearing? What fragrance does she wear? What does she smell like? Where does she go? What kind of clothes does she wear? What would her skincare routine be? What are her hobbies? What makes her tick? What would be her favorite movie? These things. And it's kind of similar to developing some level of a ideal customer if you're in business at all. But it's just one of those things where you can't really become something if you don't know what it looks like, if you don't know what it takes to be that. So the first thing is visualization. Really look into what you're expecting that girl to be. What you would say, oh, she's that bitch. Oh, she's that girl. What would make that pop into your head when you see someone? And so that's the first thing. I know for me, I don't believe that even after you've created this visualization, even after you say, okay, this is that girl to me, I don't think that you should morph into a person that you just truly aren't. I think that you should figure out how this relates to you and how you can bring this forth effortlessly, because you can't be that girl if you're posing. And I think that that's just the main thing. You can't be that girl if you're posing, because you ain't even that girl. So how are you gonna be that girl? I mean, it's just not the math ain't math. You got to figure out how to really bring something forth that you believe in, but that is also you. So that, I feel like that's the second thing. Visualize and incorporate, but don't become somebody that you're not just for the sake of feeling like you're in the in crowd, or you're officially that girl, or you're officially supposed to be looked at as higher or better because now you do these things, because that's just simply not true. It's just not true. I know that there are some people out there that are getting up at 5:30 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. to do certain things, or to get $300 skincare treatments, and they're, flying to Mexico for tacos on Taco Tuesday. Some of this stuff, while it's very luxurious and cute, and I love that for them, I would love that for me, some of it's unrealistic for the vast majority of us. And if you are equating that to being better, or, officially top flight or over what you've got going on, that's going to be a problem. Because putting people on a pedestal that you aren't able to keep up with is self-sabotage. That's not being kind to yourself. And it really just doesn't make any sense, because you don't need those things in order to be that girl, honey. I feel like that girl she's pushing through in the Fashion Nova. She's pushing through in a good thrift store look. Just as well she's going to push through in a Valentino or a Gucci or a Chanel. I feel like it's what's in you. Not so much as what you can put on your body or what you can afford. So make sure that you are integrating things that you can believe in, you can actually do, you can actually keep up with, and that actually speak to you and who you are. Because if you aren't, then there's going to be a big issue when it comes down to consistency. And so that's my next thing. That's number 3. Be consistent in what you bring to the table. I think that's a real big part of being the bee's knees. Let me just be clear about that, because you can pop out today and be, oh, she was on, like she looked great. And then 5 more days after that, you like looking crazy, no sense of style. They can tell you hired a stylist for that particular event. It's giving a scent, signature scent, not there. It's giving hair all over your head. It's a mess every other day, except those days where you quote unquote pop out. That's a problem for becoming that girl. It's not a problem if you don't give a shit about this topic, but it's a problem for becoming that girl, because people are expecting a signature way, a signature movement, in my opinion, when it comes to being that girl. It's like when Rihanna walks in, you're automatically expecting her to smell good. She has a signature scent. She has a signature type of style. You can tell that it's really giving no fucks given when she's speaking. That is that girl. It's like, oh, Riri is that girl. Like, that's the thing. Same with Beyonce. It doesn't matter that she's stupid, filthy rich. She has a signature. The signature is the blonde hair, the highlights, the quietness. She's not going to say very much. The work ethic, the popping out and not giving you any type of warning before she does so. That right there is a signature. And how do you create a signature? Consistency. And it's very important to have that when you are trying to create that I'm here vibe. Because if you blend in with everybody because you're just all over the place, then how are you standing out? And that's the whole point of being that girl. So make sure you are really incorporating consistency. If you aren't much of a dresser, then I feel you, baby, because me either. But when I pull up, I pull up. And I say all of that to say you don't need to have on the flyest fashions. You don't need to have on the most up-to-date in season for designer. No, you don't need to have all of that stuff. You just need to have your own personal sense of style that is consistent and it's clean. First thing I would suggest is invest in a signature scent or, some things that you truly enjoy to smell like, so that you enjoy how you're smelling, because that goes a lot into how you're going to carry yourself. You're going to want to make sure that you are feeling yourself, because if you aren't feeling yourself, other people are going to be able to see through that. So invest in a signature scent. I know my favorites are very seductive type scents. So I like musks, I like vanillas, I like sandalwood, I like ouds, different things like that, a little fruity here and there. Those are my things. And I feel like that would be my suggestion. Invest in a signature scent. I think that you can stick to basic colors and basic cuts. I know me, when I was, out all the time, going out here, there, everywhere, I didn't have enough money during that time to really desire to want to go shop and buy all this different stuff. Like, I mean, I did, but it wasn't anything where I was spending thousands of dollars on statement pieces. No. I just felt like that was stupid. I was in a position where I was building, and I think that building your life and your lifestyle is much more important than being cute for one event and feeling bad about wearing the same thing again. So I would invest in things that were low cost but high quality. So I think black items, if you wash them well and you take care of them well, do very good in pulling through in a statement. Leggings, black bodysuits, things that you can pair a white button-up t-shirt with. A nice quality pair of flats, a nice quality pair of black pumps. You can wear a lot of nude items as well. I was very big with monochromatic looks, very big on all black looks, very big on all gray looks, different things like that. I love that type of mix and match ability that those pieces allowed me. I wasn't really big on statement pieces unless it's a purse or a shoe or an accessory, something that you can mix and match with other things. So don't worry about going big if you don't have it, or going statement if that's not your style. Pick pieces that you can incorporate with lots of other pieces and you'll be just fine. Because as long as you're comfortable in it, then it'll show through. And that's another thing when it comes to consistency and signature. Try not to buy things that you're absolutely uncomfortable with. Everybody else can tell that you're uncomfortable. Everybody else can tell that you're trying too hard and you just ain't comfortable. So why would you do that just to feel like you're doing something great? It's not really that great if you don't, really exude that confidence and that energy through what you're doing. So stick with things you feel comfortable in. If you like stretch, wear stretch. If you like denim, wear denim. If you like both, wear both. But you don't have to wear crazy off the wall things if it's just not giving that for you. So let's just be clear about that as well. I would also suggest light makeup. Okay, so I know that with me, I never felt like I really had the time to have to put on makeup before I go outside. And though I do wear makeup, and I did wear makeup during that time, I never feel like I have to put it on. It's in addition to. And so you need good skincare. Makeup should be in addition to. You shouldn't feel like you can only be cute or only be taken seriously if you have a face full of it. I don't have time to put on a 1 hour beat just to go to the grocery store. So it's not giving that for me. And what I'm here to tell you is that it doesn't need to give that for you. I know that when I first got into makeup, I invested in BB creams. To, be clear, everybody doesn't have skin that they're confident in, and everybody doesn't have the same type of confidence to just go outside even if they don't feel like they're 100% done up. But what I'm here to tell you is that starts within. You don't want to feel like you're just putting a mask on every time you go outside. That's not what you want to feel like. I feel like a part of being that girl is being able to put it on and being able to take it off and still be a 10, whether that be from inner beauty, outer beauty, both of them, all that. Let's just be clear. So it's very important that you don't rely too heavily on makeup. I don't believe that you need to. I believe that it's in addition to. I believe that all of us are beautiful. We have something to offer. And you can be that girl without having 10 pounds of makeup on, without having a $500 makeup collection. It's just not giving that. You can definitely invest in BB creams. I know that when I first started wearing makeup, that's what I did. I invested in BB creams. BB creams are like moisturizers, but they're tinted. And if you get a good quality one, you can definitely do a lot with that. And you can apply it with your fingers. That's the best applicator. So BB creams are very, very good. Invest in a good eyebrow pencil and maybe a good eyebrow pomade, something to keep your eyebrows in place, especially if you're into the fluffy eyebrow look. A nice lip gloss, a nice lip liner, and mascara. Or, invest in lashes and keep it cute. And I feel like being able to do that on a day-to-day basis kind of makes you feel like, okay, I'm together. I'm pulled together, but I didn't have to do a large production just to do regular things. I think that that does a lot for the confidence as well. Now, if you do feel like you personally need a lot more makeup, or you feel like that's just a little too light for you, by all means, do what you need to do to feel like that girl. But this message is just for people who aren't very makeup savvy, who are looking at the influencers that have on the precise winged eyeliner, the highlight, the contour, the bronzer, the this, the that. And they're like, okay, so how the hell am I gonna look like this going to my job at the shoe store? Like, yes, you can be that girl at the shoe store as well. Because we all start somewhere. And it doesn't really need to be given full face beat for that. You can still be pulled together to do what you need to do. And then you can save the whole production for when you going out and you're doing things like that. That still creates consistency because you're able to still be pulled together, still be on, still look good without overdoing it just for the sake of being on, being cute, being beat. Because being that girl doesn't rely around makeup and the theatrics. Like I said before, it's what's in you. Let's go to skincare. Skincare is very important if you want to be able to get more for less. And let's just be clear about that. Everybody doesn't have an easy road with skincare. I know that while my skin, my face skin is mostly clear for the most part, I do have my bouts with it as well. But I also have bigger bouts with acne and acne, and I've had to do things to fix those. I'll put some things on the screen so that you guys can see what I've used. But I've used these things over time to help me battle that. You want to take care of yourself. That's really important. I know a lot of us, while saying being that girl, is drinking champagne and mimosa with every breakfast, trying a bunch of different skincare products, doing this and that and that and this, and putting all this makeup on and all these makeup brushes and all of these products and different things like that. They aren't really talking about how that can kind of set you back skincare wise and taking care of yourself wise, because for everybody, drinking every day doesn't do very well for their pH, for their hormone balance, different things like that. So if your skin is breaking out because you aren't eating good, then putting on makeup isn't going to do nothing but highlight the texture that you've created from not taking care of yourself. If you are dealing with stressful people and you breaking out all the time, makeup ain't gonna cover that either. Signature scent ain't gonna cover it up. Your outfit ain't gonna cover it up. It's gonna be there. And if you are just neglecting yourself, thinking, oh, whatever, I don't care anymore, then how can you be that girl if you don't have the motivation to really push through? Let's chat about it. And so I definitely want to be clear about those things. Do what you have to do for yourself in order to be able to be yourself on the inside and the out. Make sure you're taking the steps to handle your skincare. See a specialist if you feel like you need to see a specialist. Dermatologist if you feel like you need to do that. Because that stuff helps you be your best self when you feel like your best self. And I know a lot of people are saying like, oh my God, I don't have money for this. But anybody can have the money for anything if they take the steps that they need to take to save it, to accumulate it, all of that. And there are money-saving tips that you can use in order to gather the coins that you need in order to gather yourself. Now, when it comes to eating well and exercising and taking care of your body and investing in your body, drink your water. You see me, I got a jar, and this is my second jar with lime. Okay, that's why I'm not actively drinking it, but this is my second jar. Drink your water. It's important. And not only is it good for skin and your just looking good, it's really good for health reasons. Water really is what keeps your kidneys doing what your kidney's supposed to do. Your body doing what your body's supposed to do. Keeping those unwanted female issues at bay. Water does that. So you need to do it, okay? Drink your water, incorporate some lime, some citrus, some different things like that. It's amazing. If you're not really big on water, I would recommend alkaline water and putting a little berry here, a little, something in it to make it a little bit more exciting for you. But Definitely drink your water. And also it helps mentally. How you gonna be that girl when you feel like shit every day? How you gonna be that girl when you feeling down in the dumps every day? Make sure you are drinking your water and you are flushing your body of those toxins and doing all the rest of that good stuff. Being that girl has a lot more to do with what you're doing on the inside than what you're doing on the outside. I can promise you that. Because you can't mask the BS. Because at the end of the day, you still feel it. You can't mask the issues because at the end of the day, you still smell it.
Do you smell it? That smell. The kind of smelly smell. A smelly smell that smells smelly.
So do what you have to do to stay healthy, pH balanced, all the rest of that good stuff. And water is a great start. Second thing, when it comes to investing in your body, exercise, get some type of movement with your body. Do the things that you feel like are necessary for you to really feel and look your best. I know me, I've invested in surgery. That was my personal preference. I know some people don't like their bodies now and they want to invest to look completely different. If that's what you need, please do that. But understand that you don't need to do that in order to be that girl. I want to make that clear. PSA, you do not need to alter your face or body in order to be that girl because it's what's in you and not so much what's on the outside. So if you aren't interested in surgery, which good for you, make sure that you are investing in some exercise because it not only alters what you look like on the outside, but it does wonders for how you feel on the inside. Engage in good body practices, meaning yes, hygiene, all the rest of those good things, your skincare. If you want to invest in, skincare products that are going to keep you looking your best at all times, quality things that you're putting on your skin and in your hair and, you're coming into contact with, try to stay away from too many things that are toxic. And try to stay away from engaging in behaviors that could derail you from being and looking like that girl. If you're constantly engaging in reckless behaviors that can put you in a bad situation or a body bag, then how can you be that girl if you're not here? So make sure you're taking care of yourself. Don't be going all willy-nilly trying to do stuff and please people and live on the edge if you want to be around to really give that vibe to show the girls that you're here. If you want to give that, then you need to be here. You need to be actively doing the right things. So invest in your body, take care of your body. Gym memberships, dance classes, meditation, because your mind is part of your body. If not the most important part, okay? So be clear about that. Drinking water, nutrition, different things like that. That's all a part of taking care of your body. And also make sure that you're unplugging. Your mind is a part of your body, but it's so much bigger than an arm or finger or toe. It is what rules you. It is what leads you, what guides you, what takes you where you need to go, okay? What keeps you centered. So, make sure you are unplugging when you need to unplug. Don't compare yourself too much to other people. Whenever you're confused about what that girl is or if you're supposed to be taken seriously and all the rest of those things, first, remember to stop self-sabotaging. 2, remember to be kind to yourself. And 3, go back to that visualization from the beginning of the video and realize what that girl looks like to you and how you emulate that and how you bring that to life. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing because if God needed another one of them, he would have made another one. He made you, baby. So be clear about that and make sure that you are doing your part to deliver your purpose and come through with your shit. And that's the main thing. Okay. The last thing I'm going to include in this video is being productive. You want to make sure that you're productive in what you do and how you do it. You don't just want to say, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing this, because that goes back into consistency. You want to kind of figure out your niche. You want to figure out, what you came to deliver. You want to kind of figure out who you are. And that takes a lot of work. That's not just overnight, especially when we're sent a lot of messaging from so many influencers and so many people on Instagram and different things like that about what things are supposed to look like. You want to figure out what you bring to the table and how you're different and what your signature is, and not in clothing and not in scent and not in appearance, but in terms of why you're here on this earth, right? So figure that out as well, because that's going to make you feel 1,000 times more like that girl than a cute hairstyle is going to make you feel, or an expensive purse is going to make you feel. Because you feel so much better when you have that expensive purse and you have that, those expensive shoes, and you, in the back of your mind, you're like, and this is what I do. This is what I bring to the world. This is what I bring to my loved ones. This is a trauma that I was able to work through. This was a conditioning that I was able to unlearn. That is when you start really vibrating at your highest frequency, undoing what has been done, relearning, really getting to the top, the height of who you can be. That is the ultimate epitome of being that girl, really coming into yourself and becoming more mature and becoming more enlightened and evolved. And so that is what I mean by be productive. Be productive in what you bring and how you bring it. And that might mean investing in a therapist, which you should, everybody should, okay? That might mean investing in meditation. So make sure you guys are doing the work on top of just doing the regular things. Make sure you're getting your hair done. Make sure you're getting your nails done. Even if you like a small, little clear mani, toes nicely pedicured, different things like that. Just make sure you're clean cut. You don't need to be done up. You just need to be pulled together. So whether you like super long nails or a nice short mani, make sure you're pulled together. Make sure your look is consistent. Make sure it is good, okay? Make sure when you walk in a room, people are like, oh, who's that? Even if you're nobody, make them wonder. Make them want to ask for your Instagram. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys remember that it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. It's about what you're doing in your life and how that's making you feel. I hope that you guys are being positive, expressing gratitude for all the good things that's coming your way and all the bad things that God has blocked. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.